This episode is brought to you by Higginbotham, your single source for insurance, wealth management, and employee benefit needs. Glamour.
Grit. Glamour.
Grit. Glamour. Grit.
Welcome to the Glamour and Grit. I don't know what episode we're on, but we're on it, baby.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Baby.
Welcome to the story.
The story.
I don't know. I felt like it was like a good way to start
Welcome to the
things.
podcast. I am wearing...
Like the story begins.
Okay. Well, I'm wearing... We wear short shorts. And I don't have a tan on my legs. So I am, shine bright like a diamond.
Well, it is very hot. It's been very hot today. It's been very hot this week. It feels like summer is starting to poke at us, and it's saying
I can't do it.
it's on its way.
Eric, I feel like your mood is very mellow today.
Oh, I'm in the pocket.
Oh, you are in it? I am above. I am like roaming all around the pocket.
I'm always nice and in the pocket.
I am wired today, and I don't know why.
Well, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Yes.
Oh my God.
Well, give it
Are
to
you
me.
bored?
I know you've got something.
Yes. Well, we have had quite the week already. I don't even know where to begin. I feel like I need to start with Molly Morgan's dance recital.
She was a star.
So Eric had this whole thing. I'm really bad about taking our kids to classes, school, anything.
Anything you don't feel like doing that day? It's all about you anyway.
No, it's
Well,
not.
yes. If you're not feeling up, you're like, oh, we could just skip.
That
You'll
is
be
not
like,
about, if it was about me, their fannies would be in school every day. I'm like, let's skip and hang out all day. That's not about me.
oh, I
That's
thought it
more
was,
about
I'm
them.
too tired to get up, so I'm going to pretend like I have a headache, and then we're all just going to hang out and be in our PJs.
That would make it harder for me if the kids are home.
That makes sense. Okay.
So
well,
thank you.
So it's more about them saying, we don't want to go?
Yes. If they don't want to go, I'm like, okay, let's not go.
Oh, yeah. See,
Let's
no.
stay in jammies.
They don't say that to me because it doesn't work.
Well, anyways, so the whole thing is Eric said that Molly Morgan wasn't allowed to participate next year in dance if she didn't perform at the recital, since we don't go all the time.
Dance is expensive. We're paying for every week, and we probably go 1 out of every 5 classes.
Yeah, but Molly Morgan is like me. We don't
And last year, she didn't want to perform. She did perform on the day, on the dress
She was
rehearsal.
phenomenal.
Yes, but then she started not getting into it. She was falling out. So I said, and I didn't say this to her because I don't want to put any pressure on this whatsoever. It's so not a big deal. But to you, I said, if she doesn't perform on the day, let's not take more classes. I'm not paying for any more.
But my
Because she
girl is a star.
But she's a star. So I've pre-enrolled for the next 10 years.
And my thing is, she doesn't like to prepare. She doesn't like to do the work. She just likes the reward.
She had no idea what the dance was, but by God, she didn't miss a beat. That girl, from the corner of her eye, was like half a second behind everybody, but man, she nailed every move.
Was the highest of jumpers. She was the tippiest of tappies. She was living her best life.
It was so great. It was so great.
And
I was so
did
proud.
her eyeliner, and I kind of did a little too dark of a lip. She was looking a little like
oh, yeah, you
she
did
should be
give
in
her
the movie in
Morticia
Burlesque.
vibes. She threw on Morticia lips, and I said, no, we got to change that. I put my foot down. Normally, I stay out of it. Sainty gets her ready. She does the makeup.
Yes.
She does the whole thing. But Morticia walked out of the room, and I sent Morticia right back to the coffin to retire.
Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da.
No, but it's cool because when you see your kid up there doing what means so much to me and to you, and our lives are performing and being on stage and being in front of the camera, and so to see her do that, whether she really likes it or not, she is a great participant. She did an amazing job. I totally cried, which is so embarrassing. Who
else really, really enjoyed her performance? AKA watching all the girls.
Mick
came to dress rehearsal.
Mick was feeling it.
Oh my God, Chim Chimney.
No. There was a Step in Time, which
Step
is
in Time,
a
that
great
was it.
song from Mary Poppins, and all the chimney sweeps come out with their brooms, and he Oh man, he wanted a broom in his hand. He was on the ground brushing the floor with his hand, pretending like he was the broom. It was awesome.
And he did not want to leave. He was so upset.
No. So dance was a hit. Great season.
Yep.
Didn't go to a damn class, but boy, she nailed the routine.
Damn, we love to perform. Then we
You
had
know when you're doing a test at school or something and you're just kind of like side-eyeing, like you figured out how to look at your person's test next to you without anyone really knowing, but yet it must still be so obvious to your teacher. That's what Momo did the entire
the
dance.
entire time. Wait, were you a cheater? Like, did you cheat in school?
Not until freshman year of high school, because then I started really working a lot. And I did no studying.
Yeah.
From like maybe like the end of freshman year or 10th grade is when things really got crazy busy for me with Broadway and stuff. So I didn't know what I was doing in school, so I 100% cheated.
I just remember like all the teeny tiny tricks. Like we had uniform skirts and we would write it underneath our skirts. So if our teacher was like, let me see your skirt, you'd be like, oh, you cannot ask me to see under my skirt and under your shoe.
On the bottom of my Converse.
And we used to do you remember the pens that were see-through and you could see like the ink in the middle? We would write it on teeny tiny paper and put it inside the pen.
So have been like, you're like a longtime cheater.
I have been a professional cheater of school for years.
Yeah, but I'll never forget when I found out the bottom of the Converse trick. That was a game changer.
No, and it was kind of that thrill. I just and it was so nerve-wracking. I just remember I can still tell you the kids' names.
Did you ever did this ever happen to you? My teacher randomly never did this, and then one day decided that every other person, every other person was going to have a different test. So I cheated off of the guy next to me, and he was in on it. Like he knew. He was like, Eric, I really like you. You do whatever you want. I get great grades. Let's help each other out. And I helped him out in other ways. He let me cheat. And then I turned in my quiz, and all it said when I got it back was, let's talk. So I had to stay after. I talked to him. He's like,
oh, Eric.
I know you cheated. I was like, no, you don't know I cheated. I'm like holding true. And he's like, yeah, because every other test was a different test, and your answers were the exact same as my friend who was sitting next to me, but yet all the answers were wrong.
I know the teachers are going to hate me right now, but that's a lot of effort for a teacher.
It is, but I think he had suspicion because I wasn't the only one that got caught. There was a number of us.
Oh, I can't. It's half of the class is usually cheating.
Yeah.
It's too much pressure on kids.
And guess what? He didn't fail that test for me. He let me have one more chance, and I actually passed it on my own.
Did you cheat anymore after that?
In his class, never.
Oh,
so I learned a lesson.
Yeah, you did learn a lesson.
But every other class worked like a charm. Definitely French. Oh, my gosh.
Oh. Why'd you have to take French?
I took French 1 4 years in a row.
Why?
I knew Spanish coming to New York. I could understand it almost fluently. I grew up with Spanish in my household. My stepdad spoke Spanish fluently. My housekeeper spoke Spanish only. And I really had a grasp on Spanish. Well, I got to New York. They didn't offer it in my school. They only offered French.
Oh, because you went to an acting, a theater school. And isn't all ballet in French? That would kind of
ballet is in French, and maybe that had something to do with it, but they wouldn't let me take Spanish, and so French 1 was just like a joke. Did it again, and then I could have the option to take something else. And I was like, well, I might as well do French 1 again. It was just.
I'm shocked they allow that to count. Usually that would just be 1 grade, and you can never repeat it unless you failed it.
Yeah, it was so weird. It was so weird.
That's a theater school for you.
Yeah, I don't know, but
then Momo had field day, and I went to field day.
Yes.
And let me tell you, there's a group text of all of us moms in the class. I was so proud because those moms have really, as Molly Morgan's teacher would say, and it was so kind, she was like, the community is calling you right now. The school will call you when they need you. And so I've been very busy with philanthropy outside of the school and helping with outside of the school, and I haven't been as involved. And Momo's pre-K3, so it's not like I'm missing out a lot. But I was so proud that I was one of those moms that went to field day.
How many moms from our class were there? 2. Or dads?
2. 3. Who do you think?
2 moms and 3 dads?
Uh-huh.
So 5 parents?
No. A dad, a mom, and me.
Okay, so 1 mom and 1 dad.
Yeah, 1 mom, 1 dad. Sorry.
Okay.
So Shelby and Ryan and me.
Nice. I wish I could have been there.
I
That's
know.
awesome.
But it made me feel so good sending the group text, pictures of all the group together, because I was like, oh my gosh, I had a little validation of guys, I'm here. It was like the cool girl in me that just being like, or like the nerdy girl being like, guys, I did it. I'm here. I was really happy.
That's fun.
And it was so much fun. I freaking love Molly Morgan's school so much. They're so kind. And I love field day.
Oh, field day is a blast.
It's the best. And guess what? We were the snow cones last. So other classes like would have to do like snow cones in between all their activities. How horrible. Or we did all the activities and then we did snow cones last.
That's a great cherry on top.
It
I love
was
that.
perfect.
Okay, we got to talk about this new TikTok trend everybody's doing right now.
Okay.
I want everybody to try this at home. It's really interesting, and the noises that come out of your body are slightly entertaining and slightly
nervous
horrific.
I'm gonna burp because I'm drinking a.
So what you do,
Oh.
you blow out all of the air you can possibly blow out, and then you try screaming.
Do you think this is actually a trend, or our producer is tricking us?
No. This is a trend on TikTok.
Okay.
I'm going to take his word on this.
I will knuckle him if we do this, and it is not actually a TikTok
So
trend.
blow out all the air you possibly can blow out in one breath,
Okay.
and then at the very, very end, try screaming on top of that and see what it sounds like. It's a hit on TikTok, guys.
Okay, go.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Oh my God.
You can't.
Okay, ready?
You can't. Sounded a little Tarzan-esque on that one.
Wait, my stomach hurts.
Okay, so yeah, you wanna seem real.
Ooh, that actually kind of hurt.
Yeah, no, but it's a big one right now. People are doing it. Let all the air out, guys. See if you
Y'all,
can scream
TikTok
at the end,
is so weird.
and your neighbors will think you're crazy.
They already think we all crazy. Tell them what we found in our backyard this morning.
Snake.
Snake.
We
I
found.
can't believe it.
I found, and my son
And we
I
live in
found.
like a neighborhood. It's not like we live like
It
on
was this
land.
big. It was literally probably
Was it
6
super,
inches.
super skinny or slightly thick?
Super skinny
That's what she said.
and about 6 inches, and it was just laying there dead. You're gross. We're talking about this animal
That's
we
what
found in
she
my
said
backyard,
again.
and it was there this morning. But it wasn't. It was interesting because it was dead, but there was no puncture wounds. There was no animal attacked it. So I don't know.
I don't think it's even hot enough to fry a snake
No, it
either.
wasn't fried. It wasn't fried. It was just there. And Mick and I had a blast. He picked it up with the stick, and we laid it out for you and Molly Morgan to see on your way to school this morning after I'd already brought him, and you didn't see it.
No, we missed it.
You
sorry.
missed it, and then Mick threw it, and then we couldn't find it from there.
Okay, I don't want to give hate to anybody that's bipolar because I know that is a true mental illness.
It's a big one in my family.
But 2-year-olds are so bipolar. It is
Not clinically.
no, but it is. I don't even know how to explain it without being. It's Jekyll and Hyde. Like I have never in my life 2-year-olds because Molly Morgan wasn't like this because I think it was a COVID child, so it's just very different. Mick, we went to dinner last night to celebrate Molly Morgan's recital. The child, oh gosh, he's so happy. Then he didn't get his way, lost it. Like bloody murder screaming in the country club, then gets his way and happy as a clam.
That's I think that's every 2-year-old.
But it's baffling. I mean, it truly is unbelievable.
It's
their
just
emotions.
like raging emotions. Can't verbalize everything you're
I'm
feeling.
mad.
And you don't understand the concept of no.
Yeah.
Like no is not comprehensible at that age.
I still
No
feel like
means anger.
I still feel like no isn't comprehensible to me.
Yeah, I don't think that has gone away in some people I
Eric, you want to tell the viewers what Monday is?
know. What?
My birthday.
Oh, it's your birthday on Monday. That's right. You're big.
35.
35 years. I was gonna make a joke about
Wishing I was
you're
younger.
You're so much older than me, but
Well, I will be for like a month.
I know.
You'll be 32 and I'm 35.
I know it's a big deal.
35 is like, 33 was
Is that
like,
over the hump? What's over the hump?
I would think 40 or
Ooh,
50.
You're almost over the hump.
No, Eric. It is like, and I'm in my mid 30s.
Whatever hump that is, you're
and
almost
I was
there.
just thinking, I was like, I wonder what the average age people live to is. Like 70?
I think 70 sounds very young.
Okay, good. Because I was like, oh my gosh.
I think today,
Let's look that up,
your
because-
odds are living to at least your 80s.
Because in my I could be halfway Average
70s is way
life
too young. Are you
expectancy in
kidding
the
me?
US.
70s?
77.
Our parents are all in their mid-60s.
Honey, 77. Life expectancy is age 77.
Let's change the topic. I don't like talking about death. This is not a good thing.
No.
Let's talk about life.
But I just want to say that means I'm halfway. So
I don't like talking about this.
It's been fun.
I don't like talking about this at all. Let's talk about life.
Oh, that means you love me.
Let's talk about life.
Let's talk about Mother's Day videos that you and Molly Morgan went viral.
Oh, we could talk about that for a second.
Because that gave me life. That was the most thoughtful, considerate, most unbelievable Mother's Day gift in history.
So the day my daughter was born, I was like, man, I can't wait. Because you watch those YouTube videos of the cute dad and the daughter doing songs together. And it's like, man, I can't wait to do a song with my daughter. It's going to be so much fun. It's just been this dream of mine. So finally, she's 4, and I thought the time was right. We're going to make a Mother's Day video for Sainty, and we're going to record Molly Morgan's favorite song, A Whole New World. I'll be Aladdin, she'll be Jasmine, and it's going to be so cute and so much fun. And it was. And it went off without a hitch. My brother Matt helped us record it in the studio. Paul, our producer from Nexum, let us film in front of his LED wall to make a video of it.
I think, what minute? Okay, we're at like 16 minutes right now. I say we show a little clip of you and Molly Morgan's video. And for the listeners, we'll play it a little.
Now I'm in a whole new world with you.
We both share indescribable feeling. We're tumbling and winning, ready to start, whole new world. Running about the way to see. She's dark, comes so far, can't go back to where.
With new horizons to pursue, I'll chase them anywhere. There's time to spare.
Let me share this whole new world with you.
But it was really cute because she was there and she didn't fight me on it. She loved it. It was challenging, of course, because we had to record it all in different bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And getting a 4-year-old to so we had to record the audio first.
Right.
Because I knew no matter what, audio was the most important part. So we did that in stages in my brother's studio. Went off great. Then I was like, you know what? She's gonna want this to post on Instagram. I gotta give her a visual to this. So that was an afterthought.
Yeah.
I was like, let me do a video. So I called Paul and I'm like, hey man, I've got this idea. He's like, oh, let's just do it like a music video where you're in front of the movie. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love this idea. Well, then the tricky part was getting Molly Morgan's lips to match her words because she doesn't say any of the words right.
Yeah.
A Whole New World she knows, but then everything else in between
It's slightly
are not the actual
jumbled.
lyrics.
Yeah.
Like she knows the tune and makes her own words up, which is what I still do with songs today. So I couldn't get the lip flaps the same. So I was like, okay, how do we do this? The little circle cover the
windbreaker, the windshield.
The windshield for the microphone. I was like, oh, it'll just cover her mouth and it'll be perfect. So it worked.
And it was so meaningful.
And in the beginning, she
precious.
grabs my hand right when
And,
the song
like,
starts.
kisses
There was no blocking to this. I didn't tell her what to do. I said, let's just see what comes out. Let's just sing the song. She grabbed my hand. She gave me hugs. At the very end, when Aladdin and Jasmine grab each other's hands, we grabbed our hands. And it was like right on cue. And it wasn't even rehearsed. It was really, really cute and fun. And I loved it.
And you'll have that video forever. I mean, we'll
It's
play
not
that
even
at
about-
our
it's
wedding.
for you. So you'll get to
It's
have
for
it.
all of us because it's like the best thing ever. And it will be played at our wedding.
Well, it was really, really fun and sweet. And she was amazing. She was amazing. So dads, moms out there.
Poor Mick. I feel like we have like just
I recorded him a song too.
No, you did. Oh, yeah, you did the AV. No, I'm saying like poor Mick because we've just gone on and on about Molly Morgan. And I just called Mick Jacqueline Hyde.
Well, you're calling our son bipolar and our daughter perfect. So you tell me who's the favorite here, folks.
No, there's no such thing as favorites. I always think it is Molly Morgan's my best friend. Mick is my baby. He's my butterball.
And he's 2. She's 4. She's doing things that he's not able to do yet. So
Yes.
it's like we've got our fun and our enjoyment out of what Mick can bring to the table. And then,
Oh my gosh. And there's so much funniness.
of course,
Hello.
he's the greatest. When are we going to release that video?
I don't know. But guys, Eric's brother, Joe, recorded a video of Mick with a heavy filter on his face. Because I feel like you can't even say fat filter anymore. You can't say fat.
Canceled.
So I canceled right here. But a heavy filter. And it is, all of a sudden he starts speaking in a British accent. And it is the funniest, most brilliant.
We're going to be releasing it soon.
Yes, because it is iconic.
Okay, well, let's talk some things going on.
Talk to me.
Okay, we got a baby Bieber on the way. Baby Bieber is coming.
Y'all, and I can't wait.
They're already 6 months pregnant.
I feel like they deserve a baby so much.
Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber, who was Hailey Baldwin, are
Hailey.
6 months pregnant with their superstar, very famous already
and gonna
child.
Be perfection beautiful.
And they've been married 6 years. It's like you and I.
No, I really think they're such a kind couple, and she has stood with him, beside him, during all of his tumultuous times. So I just am very happy.
I'm going to say Bieber and I are very similar in a lot of ways. We waited 6 years to have our first child.
Oh.
He had his first child at 30. I had my first child at 30.
30.
So, Bieber and I are basically.
You had your first baby at 28. I was 30.
Okay, well, I'm beating Bieber.
You have got Bieber beat.
Never thought I'd say that.
Well, I'm so happy for them because and what a interesting announcement.
Yeah, it was at their what seemingly looked
like a
like their
vow
wedding
renewal.
vow, outdoor wedding vow renewal. And they were renewing their vows after only 6 years of marriage, which is interesting and weird.
Well, and we all know vow renewal is the curse. You do a vow renewal, you're getting divorced.
I don't know about that. I know a lot of
Name
people that have
who?
done vow renewals where it was an amazing thing. Like, I would love to do that at some point with all of our friends now that
Nope,
never
I
got to
would-
experience our
No,
wedding.
you do a celebration party, like a
Yeah,
20-year.
call it what you want, but it's the same thing.
No, it's not. A vow renewal is where you're literally doing your vows like a wedding again. An anniversary party is just a party.
Listen, I have gained best friends over the last 10 years of marriage that I would do anything to get back up there and have them be by my side.
I know. It's so true.
Why wouldn't you?
You know what's so weird is I have made truly I have my core best friends that I've been best friends with since I was like 4 years old. And then I have made my new best friends like in the past 2-3 years.
Would you not want them to
I can't even fathom my life without them. They are my souls, my besties. It's so interesting because you have your besties that knew you from the beginning, and then you have your besties as like your best form as an adult. I feel like I've made more best friends in my 30s than I did my 20s.
And we were kids when we got married.
Yeah, we
Wouldn't
really were.
you want to like do an adult version
No.
our way with
No.
our best friends?
Nope, because we would be hitting the bucket.
That's
I'm
like
telling
the
you,
stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Everybody knows it's a curse. 'Cause you're
Nobody knows that. Nobody thinks that.
Eric, literally everybody does.
You're telling me vow renewal is a curse
Yes,
for divorce?
Because you're trying to prove to everybody that like you're renewing
no, it's
your
for
love.
us. This, like, from
We don't
what,
need it for us because we're already.
but
Are
what
we
the
in a
way
fight?
the way I see it? No, I'm just trying to see the other side here. The way trying to get you to see the other
Okay,
side.
so name one person that has done vow renewal, and then
I've never been to one or don't know many people that have done
right
them.
because we all know it's a curse.
In my head, though, nothing sounds cooler to me now as an adult. Now is like, I mean,
no, we'll do a party.
yeah, we have to do something because we've got people in our lives now that like I would love to, like have involved with that.
Okay.
It'd be very, very cool.
Okay.
And we could do it our way.
Maybe with your second wife, you could do that.
Or we'll just never renew and everyone just know that I do love you and wish you could have been there on the day 10 years ago.
Did you notice I'm wearing something?
A bolo.
I'm wearing a bolo.
You guys have no idea. She gives me grief
No, because
for everything I do, and then she ends up doing it,
no,
and you
mine's
love it.
a neon bolo. I think guys in bolos is just not a chic look.
You were obsessed with my look for the
Well, you
1883
looked
premiere.
Unbelievable. But unless it's a huge premiere.
She goes, I never want to see a bolo again in my life. I will never accept or condone a bolo. And she's sitting here wearing a bolo in this interview. Just saying. Maybe I'm always one step ahead of you.
Okay, sure, whatever.
I wish.
Next.
But I do have to say one more thing
Yeah.
about the Haley and Justin Bieber, because they're under a lot of scrutiny all the time. They're under
I
such
know.
a microscope, and the pressures. She's kind of disappeared throughout the pregnancy. She's kind of,
I think they've been somewhere tropical because she put it like on her Instagram. So I think they've kind of been like hiding away.
yeah, they're living their life. But the pressure that's going to come with being the most famous person in the world, married to
The most famous person in the world.
one of the most
and-
famous people in the world, now having a child, it's like, how do you keep this baby yours?
look at, like-
it becomes the world's immediately.
I don't think so because look at Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Look at Ryan Gosling.
The only way to do it is to
it's
step
completely.
back.
Yeah,
So the
no, I think you just like don't have them ever. Because look at Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. They're both on the top of their games. But they just, I think nobody knows. They don't say like the child's names. They don't say the gender. They just like have those babies disappear.
So if they're able to just keep them swiped from their online
Everything.
accounts.
Well, look at Kristen
and-
Bell and Jack Shepard. They did the exact same
Oh
thing
yeah,
too.
but we're talking Justin Bieber. You can't compare Kristen Bell and Justin Bieber. Like this
yeah,
is like
but like Ryan Reynolds, I think when it comes to like celebrities, the same as Justin Bieber.
it'll be it. No, I don't even think he comes close. Justin Bieber. It's like
Look up net worths.
Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber. That is it. That is it.
But I would think Ryan Reynolds is one of like the top movie stars.
Sure, but like nobody really cares what he had for lunch. People care about
Yeah,
what
that's
Justin
very
Bieber
true.
had for lunch. He's just that guy.
I can't even say the T word today either.
So it'll be interesting to see. I pray for privacy for them. I pray that they're able to keep the baby
Protected.
protected and not feeling like it belongs to the world, like
Yeah.
they belong to the world.
Yeah.
But it is cute because in 2019, he commented on a picture of Haley Baldwin's picture, or Bieber at the time. I guess they were already married, and said, "One day I'll be doing daddy-daughter dates." So he's wanted a daughter for a long time now. So they haven't announced what they're having.
What do you think they're going to have?
A daughter, because I know he really wants one.
Oh, so you're just like manifesting it for him?
Manifesting that, and as a dad who had a daughter first, it's the greatest thing you could ever experience.
Oh my gosh. I giggle so hard too. You wanted a boy so bad. And
Every
then,
dad like
I
pictures
know,
their
but then
boy.
you got that girl and you were done.
Oh, I would just do girl, girl, girl. I mean, it's a girl. She's perfect.
I know. You love your.
Mick is perfect too, but it's like a different side of your heart opens up. The love you feel is the exact same. It is so powerful. It is so overwhelming. It's a love you've never felt for a human being on the planet.
Yeah.
But then there's something about the girl that like the love plus the softening that happens.
That I can complete. I feel like that's how it is with the boy too. Like me with Mick. Like he's just, he's my baby.
There's just a softening. I saw Denzel Washington said in an interview once, he said, a son's first love is their mother,
Oh yeah, you sent me this.
and a mother's last love is their son,
Oh,
which is so touching. That mother-son relationship is truly special. And then there's the daughter-father relationship.
yeah.
So
What
it's
do they
just-
say? A daughter. A son's a son until they find a wife. A daughter for life. Something like that.
Yep.
Daughter's a daughter for life. A son's a son until they find a wife.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then he moves on and has another
Oh,
love.
why does yours get to stay forever and mine has to leave me?
I don't know, but you get to enjoy it too. So
I know. It's actually, kids are the best thing ever.
let's talk, because I was recently at a family function. Mother's Day, actually. We're all hanging out. We're
Mhm.
all talking. We had a not debate, but a conversation sparked of generations. Okay.
Oh, okay. I
My
caught the tail
mom
end
claimed
of this.
she was a certain generation. My brother claimed he was a certain generation. So I had to do some research. I was like, what years are this generation? What years are not? You have millennial, you have Gen Z. You have-
Yes.
So I'm just going to clear the air,
Okay.
because this is it. There is still some speculation by a couple years here, a couple years here, but this is how it goes.
Okay, tell us.
In all the textbooks, guys. Let's just
didn't
start
hear.
with the silent generation, 1928 to 1945, our grandmas.
Oh, Sissy and Big Dad are silent, and Grammy Abbey.
The silent generation. They didn't speak up. This was a generation of where like the wives knew their like it was very like the wives were at home, the fathers
Yeah.
went more, it was very like people didn't speak,
You
women.
each had your own part.
Yes, and no one was fighting
Traditional
back
roles.
against the government at that time. Nobody was like, they just kept quiet and lived their life according to the rules and book,
That's interesting. They call it silent
the
generation.
silent generation.
Big Dad sure isn't silent.
28 to 45. Then you've got the baby boomers. This is where the biggest influx of our population spiked. They call it the baby boomers.
It sure seems like that generation before sure wasn't silent.
They
If
were
baby booming.
silent because they were getting it done for the
Yeah.
baby boomers. 1946 to 1964. Those are the boomers. Our
Okay.
parents.
Our parents.
Our parents are boomers. Then you have Gen X, which oftentimes is kind of the most overlooked generation, according to the
yeah.
books. Boomers had the big spike, and then you've got millennials, which is like the
The
rise
big
of,
hurrah.
so 65 to 80 is Gen X, which is interesting. And then millennials, 81 to 96, you're a millennial.
Yeah.
If you fall in between 81 and 96, you're a millennial.
We're millennials.
People say, like my brother brought up the combo
Oh my
of
God,
like,
this made me
oh,
dead.
there's sub-generations or whatever he called it. And it's like, I'm a zillennial. It's like a small part of, because technically, if you're born in 97,
Yeah.
you're Gen Z. And he's 97.
No, he said he identifies as a millennial. Millennial.
He is a Gen Zer who identifies as a millennial. And in today's
Y'all,
market,
could that be any more Gen Z of somebody? Yes.
that's the most Gen Z thing he ever said. But hey, you can't argue that today.
No.
You can't argue.
Nope, we're not gonna.
If you feel like you're somebody else, you're somebody else. There's
Yeah,
no
I agree.
argument there. That's just what it is. So Gen Z is 97 to 2012.
And then what's after
But
that?
he said there's a sub area
gosh.
in there
Of
that's
course there is.
zillennial. So
Is that actually a thing?
it has been written up, but
For that, it's been written up for the Gen Zers.
correct.
Okay.
They're like, I want to be a millennial. So they call themselves zillennials.
Okay.
And that's where you're somewhere in the middle. Maybe you're like identify as both. And so
Okay.
you're a zillennial. But 97 to 2012 is a Generation Z, and everything after that is Gen Alpha.
Whoa. So Momo and Mickey are Gen Alpha?
Yes.
Okay, that sounds like the coolest one.
I know.
I want to
very,
be Gen
very
Alpha.
cool. Very, very cool. But listen to what a couple defining events that defined the millennials in their peak years and then the Gen Zers in their peak years.
Wait, can I like,
Sure,
say-
millennials.
okay.
What do you think a couple defining events for us
okay,
as a millennial were?
9/11.
That's the number one.
Yep. The Trump winning, like that
No,
was.
that's Gen Z.
Oh.
That's defining moments for
it was
Gen Z.
when 2000, the year 2000. What do they call that? Y2K.
Yes, and then the Great Recession and all of that
Oh,
happened.
2008. Of course.
Obama getting elected was one of our defining events.
when so
First
that,
black president in history.
No, but that was during the millennial.
Not the millennial date of birth years, but like the defining events of our youth, of our memories, of what
So
shaped
what
us.
would the Trump election be? That's
Gen Z.
Gen Z's. So what are Gen Z big ones?
Trump and Brexit, that's Gen Z. But hold on, we're not
Okay,
done.
sorry.
And then the rise of the internet. That is a defining event for
Of
us
course.
millennials. So 9/11, Obama, the Great Recession, and rise of the internet.
I am sorry, but have we like that's major moments? I feel
Major
like
moments.
that's why we're such
Gen
a
Z, do you think you can come up with a couple defining
Yeah,
events for them?
TikToks like that. The generate like of in social media.
I mean, yeah, but that's not, no.
Okay,
Defining, like,
the
because rise of the internet,
okay.
we get to own
the
that.
Trump election
Trump election, Brexit.
and Megxit, Meghan Markle and Harry.
No, COVID-19.
Oh my God, no, but that wouldn't count
No,
as them.
that
'cause
is considered a
that would be
defining
alpha.
event. But that's when they were born. But what impacted, who will remember
but
it?
COVID, I feel like impacted all of us.
It did, but that is their generation. That's what they're saying
That-
is a defining moment of their
okay,
generation.
It's like their version of
COVID-19,
yep,
the
okay.
Me Too movement, George Floyd, the overturn of Roe versus Wade, and the Supreme Court same-sex marriage. They're a lot more politically driven. It's a lot more social
Where
activism.
ours was more, I think, like big events.
Yeah, it's just interesting how that all happened.
Wow.
And because of all that, I'm getting to my next point of what makes you a millennial online. First, what makes you a Gen Zer online? Because I get a lot of people calling me out for my millennialisms.
Well, okay, boomerangs is millennial.
Boomerangs is the biggest sign of an undercover millennial. Well, not even
And,
undercover, but it just, wait, let's talk about it for a
okay.
second. Because I didn't know this. You do boomerangs, you are certified millennial. No Gen Zers do boomerangs, apparently. If you're born between 97 and 2012, forget boomerangs.
Don't do boomerangs.
They see those things and you're like, God, they're so old. So we're old.
Yeah.
Another good one.
Okay. Use of like emojis and like the fonts, like the captions.
Probably. I don't know. I'm just going to list what I do know.
Okay.
That I just happen to like learn about.
Okay.
The Millennial Pause. This is a good one. It's when you're recording a video on Instagram and you click record, you make sure it's recording, and then you start talking.
Oh my God.
And apparently you and I are so guilty of this every video we post because I had some Gen Zers really down my throat on this.
Wait,
It's called the Millennial Pause. So I've pressed record. I now see that 1 second has gone by. That means I can start talking.
that's so actors though too.
That's
I feel like you
millennials.
always, that is so brilliant.
Yeah. So the Gen Zers, they hit and start. They know that first second is already recorded, or we need to have proof. Have we started? Yes, we have. Let's go. The Millennial Pause.
Well, I just want to make sure people know that like they're paying attention. Like I don't want them to miss a moment.
No, but now that I know people call me out on it and it is a thing, I'm going
I
to
cannot
milk
believe
it.
someone called you out on that. I didn't even know that existed.
Oh, it existed. Emerson. She was so funny about it.
Okay, ours
She's
gonna
on
be
top of
one
it.
day sister-in-law. I pray.
Yeah, we hope. We love her.
We're obsessed with
my
her.
brother's girlfriend.
And she is up to date with everything cool.
She is, because she
She knows
works social media
everything.
for a living. She does marketing, so she gets it, and she is a Gen Zer, so she knows. And she's like, Eric, can I tell you what you're really guilty of? I was
That
like,
is
sure. She's
so
like,
brilliant.
the Millennial Pause.
Okay,
I
what
was like,
else?
well, I have to talk about that.
Now I need to know.
Side part versus middle part. Millennials, Gen Zers hate side parts.
Wait, can we? Ooh,
The part you have right now is so millennial.
y'all.
And Gen Zers, it's
No.
either the middle or no go.
I am so sorry. Please, Gen Zers, come after me. I want you to send a picture of you with a middle part and send it with a side part. No one looks as good with a middle part. No
you
one.
will not win this argument.
Oh, yes, I will.
It is the tale as old as time.
Nope.
Each generation feels they're right.
Yeah, but I am right because I've actually never seen a picture of somebody with a middle part
Gen
that
Zers
doesn't look. They can still be gorgeous, but they still look better with a side part. Shows a little class, a little elegance, a little.
Yeah, they're not about class and elegance. They're about
Down
immediate
the middle.
gratification. Whoop, whoop, out the door. They have no time to put in the elegance.
Well, let me tell you though, if you did vote, I bet the side parts would always win.
It's
Because-
not a vote. Gen Zers hate middle parts.
Well, let me tell you, if I did a middle part right now, I would look like Elmer Fudd.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm
There
a
is
millennial.
nothing
I
not
think
as
you're
cute.
right. But Gen Zers, isn't that interesting?
Well, they're wrong.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna be that grumpy, generational person
I
that
am.
doesn't accept
Well,
that they're
we have more because I feel like boomers and Xers all are side parts too.
another thing that I honestly actually kind of hurt, and I can't believe they hate this, but Gen Zers hate skinny jeans. It is a no-go.
Have you noticed Gen Zers just hate us? They hate everything
No,
that we
but
do.
it's just a fashion thing. Like, they like loose clothes. Like, skinny jeans is a millennial thing.
Yeah, but then they also wear like a bra. They'll wear like,
No, they wear no bra.
what were those big
They
baggy?
just let it out.
Oh yeah, that is what free the nap. What are
But
those?
that goes with the loose clothing thing.
Okay, what were those big baggy jeans when we were younger?
Jinkos.
Jinkos. Oh, and Tommy. Oh, Jinko. So actually, we started the big jean. Well, actually, the bell bottoms were kind of the first OG
Well,
loose jeans.
Gen Zers do not like skinny jeans. And I didn't know
It
this.
kind of feels like Gen Zers don't like anything.
No, they do. They just like their stuff. And it's very specific.
Yeah, it is very. Because even your sisters, I always am like, do you like this? And they're like, no. Or
So,
they're like, I've always, if I get a compliment from your two sisters or Emerson, I'm like, I nailed it.
I nailed it. But at the same time, it's like, listen, we're trying to look our age. So if they don't like it, maybe that's okay.
Yeah, because they're going to be like that in a couple years too.
Right. The alphas are going to come after them.
And I feel like they are all lip glossers, where I feel like millennials are lipstick, then a gloss. Like they
I don't
just
know.
wear gloss, where we wear lipstick, then a gloss.
Interesting.
Like they love a nude lip.
But I love finding out the differences because I think it's so funny.
Wait, that is actually the funniest thing I've ever
It
heard.
really is. And it cracks me up because it's stuff I never would have even thought about and that they think about so much. Like Gen Z, you know what I mean? Like, I don't look at a Gen Zer and be like, oop, middle part must be a Gen Zer. Or oop, you're not boomeranging, you must be a Gen Zer. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
I don't
think
even
about
think
the
about it.
differences where all they do is think about the differences. Or at least they're very clear on the defining differences and they stick to it. Whereas,
I
like,
just can't wait till they're old and Generation Alpha is up their ass like they're up our ass. Because it just seems like they just know everything that we're doing wrong.
well, I don't know if that's what's supposed to be taken from it. I think they just have
They're very opinionated.
I think we were the ones that were kind of figuring out how to operate online and how to operate with all the new crazy changes with technology. And they're the ones that are taking what we had to like suffer through and are defining it and are making
and I
it their
will
own.
tell you, nobody does content and
Oh,
all of that and trend setting. They are all trendsetters.
absolutely.
They don't care what people think, which I love so much. Where our generation is like, you had to look like Mary-Kate and Ashley. You had to, where they are like, the more individual you are, the better.
Yeah,
So
they are.
That's what I love so much about their
They
generation.
take it to the extremes. And, you know, there's a lot of like,
I feel like we're getting canceled after this
no,
podcast.
it's not at all. Like there's give and take with millennials. With Gen Zers, I feel like it's like, no, what they've watched all of our mistakes, so they, in their minds, know what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
Where we really don't, we're all just kind of figuring it out.
Yeah.
They're like, nope, that's right, that's wrong. And they stick to it. I'm like, they need a little give and take, but it is great. Like they've done a lot for activism and the
Yeah, they are
climate
amazing with that.
and all of that stuff. They're way beyond us on that.
Yeah.
They really are. But they're a little too rigid, if you ask me.
Yeah.
They need to loosen the reins a little bit
Mm-hmm.
because then it backfires. You know, with anything.
Well, yeah, I think with anything, yeah. It's like you can't really have an opinion to, like I have been having this entire podcast, because everything does bite you in the fanny.
Yeah, it's interesting. They're much more free flowing. It's like you know, it's just a difference in generations, which is really cool, and they own it, and it's awesome. But that I don't know. Those are some interesting facts to me.
Wow, what a great, like, we went on a tangent.
I know it's really cool, really cool. You know, I got to talk about for a second because
Sports?
well, we're gonna get to sports. Yeah, we can go sports. Let's go sports. I love sports. Tom Brady. We talked about him last week getting his butt roasted.
You in this pen and shaking our table.
Guess what?
What?
He is making his broadcast debut on Fox Sports.
I
He's
thought
now
he's already been a broadcaster.
No, never done it. You've never seen him broadcast a single game. He is now becoming a commentator on Fox Sports, and his first game is the Cowboys game.
Yeah, America's team.
They just announced our schedule. September 8th is our first game at Cleveland. We're playing the Browns. It's
we might have
America's
to
game of the
go.
week.
Because Cleveland, we could go visit BW, my college.
That would be so fun. And Tom Brady is making his debut. So we're going to see if he's a bust or he's not
I think he's going to be a bust.
as a commentator.
I think he's going to be a bust.
You can't be the best at everything.
No, and I feel like he's just not, I never see him as much doing, I don't know, you had like Troy Aikman and people like that were just like so the people's people, where Tom Brady just seemed like out of sight, out of mind.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's not like he was in like the trenches
A lot
with
of people.
the people.
No, I agree. A lot of people are saying they can't stand. A lot of people said I've never heard him speak until the roast, and now thinking of him as a broadcaster, they're really not for it because he sounds like a Cali boy. Like he needs to mature the way he speaks if he's going to speak broadcasting.
You need to
for
listen. Have you
football.
listened to his Dak Shepard?
He's like a California bro. Like people are saying he sounds like a
Yeah.
teenage
I don't
boy
s-
from
I
California.
don't see him.
So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm not feeling it.
But we get the privilege of the Cowboys game of the week to have him
and my
broadcast.
Cleveland. I
Is it
love
gonna-
that. I love the freaking Midwest.
He's either going to burn or he's going to thrive. We'll see. We'll see.
Do you think he's going to burn or thrive?
It doesn't get me excited at all to know that he's a broadcaster. So that tells me that he's not going to do well.
Is Fox?
Like I wish I was like, oh, I'm so excited. Tom Brady's going to
Yeah.
broadcast. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either. I'd rather hear what's his name,
Gronk?
Gronk.
Oh,
I would love see Gronk, and it's like I don't want to hear Travis Kelce. I want to hear his brother.
It would be great.
There's
Everyone
certain
would be.
people that are made for like TV like that.
That would be entertainment.
What is Travis Kelce's brother's name?
Jason? Right?
Jason
Yeah.
would be a fabulous. He is it's like a Gronk. It's like certain guys are just made for that.
I know. So last week I talked about a very, very mega celebrity making his Broadway debut that we wanted to go and see.
Yes.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
Another mega celebrity has now one-upped Robert Downey Jr. He's like, oh, Robert Downey Jr. is going to go make his Broadway debut? Well, I've never done it. I want to go make my Broadway debut.
Who is it?
One of the biggest mega stars of our generation.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Of our parents, everyone's generation.
Okay, so
no,
older.
that would be really cool.
I feel like Leo would be the ultimate.
I'll give you a hint.
George Clooney.
Yes.
Did I really just guess it?
Yes.
I just thought because their generation, he's closer to their age than ours.
I was going to say tequila, and that was going to maybe give you a hint because Casamigos.
Well, you know why he wants to do Broadway? Is because he doesn't need the money.
Do you know what?
What?
He said, Robert Downey Jr., I see your Broadway debut. I will see that and raise you. I will not only star on Broadway, I will write the Broadway show.
You are lying.
Playwright and lead
Has
actor.
he ever written a movie?
Get this. It's a movie he directed in 2005 called Good Night and Good Luck. He's making it into a Broadway play.
So he's doing an adaptation.
Yes.
He's not like writing.
He's adapting the screenplay for the
so it's
stage.
not like an original. Like
It's not an
that makes
original,
sense.
but he's doing the adaptation, which is
Wow.
huge. It's his Broadway debut and his playwriting debut. It's unbelievable. David Cromer's directing, who did Band's Visit.
Yeah.
So yeah, he starred and directed this film in 2005, but he starred as the other role. So now he's playing
How
a
interesting.
different role and also.
Well, and that's very Broadway too, because what technically you could be in film, you aren't technically on stage,
Yeah,
which is such an interesting.
it's really cool.
Wow.
It's
I
a
really
historical
like that.
drama set in the 1950s about a broadcast journalist, not sports journalist, but broadcast. Not sports broadcast, but broadcast journalist
Okay.
named Edward Murrow,
Thank you, Edward.
who looks to bring down Senator Joseph McCarthy. I don't
Oh,
know the
Senator
story, but it was a
Joseph
50s
McCarthy.
big deal. Big deal. It was nominated for 6 Oscars, by the way. True
Wow.
story. It was,
I didn't even hear
he
that. We
filmed
should
it
watch
in
it.
black and white, which was really interesting because that way he could use the original clips of the senator in the
Yeah.
movie. So
Oh,
it
that's
fit.
really cool. Wait, what is it called again?
Good Night and Good Luck.
I feel like I saw that. A mix. Eric?
See, I'm not a political drama guy, so I probably didn't, but I will see this on Broadway.
We've got a very busy season of Broadway to see.
And they're all A-list actors.
I know. We actually have to, I want to go see that It's Mother play, or it's called
Yes,
Mother
Sarah
or Mother.
Paulson.
No,
Not that one?
There's 2. There's one with Celia Keenan Bolger, Jessica Lange, and Big Bang Theory guy.
Oh,
Isn't that so weird? I feel like
Jim
he's
Parsons?
Yes, he's one of the most famous people in the world, and I always forget his name. I'm always like Big Bang Theory guy or Sheldon.
Yeah, Jim Parsons. He's amazing. And he's a huge theater actor.
And he's brilliant on theater. Okay.
Oh.
We're literally, what?
Go ahead.
I feel like we're actually going to get canceled this episode, so I'm just going to say it. I've been thinking in life, and it's so hard because now that I have children and we've had family, okay, you were always kind of taught blood is blood.
Blood
Right?
is blood.
Right. But does blood is blood technically mean that family can get away with more because they're blood?
Of course. Of course. You could do whatever you want. I will love you.
See, that is so, I just don't know if I'm that.
If my wife or my brother or my mother, or because of the amount of sweat equity and love and devotion and harmony that they've invested in your life for a couple mess ups, are you kidding me? Of course.
Wait, that's really sweet.
Yeah, isn't that how everyone feels?
No, I don't think so, because I think a lot of y'all went through a lot as kids. And so I feel like you have this ultimate bond where I think my dad, his best friends in the world are like his family, and really who I considered as almost part of my aunts and
But
uncles.
he has a very small family, so he doesn't have the luxury
See,
of
that-
having 12 first cousins.
It's just
and-
always so interesting. It's how, not that my family is like this at all, but it's what is the point in somebody's life that you're is this person worth the toxicness in your life just because they're family?
Listen, there is a line
know
with
what I mean?
everything, and the amount of love that you've given a relationship in your family and you've received it back.
But what if you haven't received it back? That's always the thing. You're acting like it's both ways. I just think it's such an interesting conversation.
I've only ever received it back, so I have no idea. Or
That's
in my
not
mind.
true.
Yeah. Like my lifetime. And
No.
like crap happens, but I don't think about it because
I know, but it's such an interesting, like and I feel like it's also very different perspective, a guy perspective, because guys are always more like, you know, you punch each other and then it's like your best friends, where girls aren't like that. We're more like, take it in, our feelings, we think about it. It's just such an interesting topic because I was reading on my mom group and it's like, you hear what families, and it's like you have this debate in your mind. It's like, when is it a point where it's not worth it anymore?
but at the end of the day,
But that's not true. Family will always be here. That's
no,
not true.
at the
with some
end of the
families.
day, they will take a bullet for you.
That's not true. I don't believe that.
I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe that of all of my immediate family. And I would do the same.
Yeah, I would do the same. But
Yeah.
but I don't think a lot of people feel that way. I don't think a lot of people's families are like that. I don't think that's a very privileged and luxury thing to say.
Maybe it is. I mean, I pray and thank God every night for everyone I have in my life.
No, but I think it's just such an interesting topic because I do think, especially when you have children, it's something that you debate about and you think about.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's interesting. I know there are a lot of cases probably where that isn't the case because they've just been constantly let
Do you know
down
what?
by family.
Yes.
And in a magnitude of a way that you and I cannot comprehend.
No.
We will never know. But you hear the stories, and so you know in those cases it's unforgivable X amount. But if your family has been there since day one and have given you
Wait, don't you think though? Because my parents just went to an event with Lionel Richie and Lisa, which I think is.
and then
his
I've got a
wife.
couple more things and we gotta wrap
Okay.
it up.
And she just said, she was like, this success, and he's so close to his ex-wife and his Nicole too, which Paris and Nicole are coming back to TV with Simple Life, by the way. He's so close to his ex-wife and Nicole and all of his kids. And she said the reason for his success is he only surrounds himself with positiveness. Like only. He will only be around people that bring him up.
Okay.
And I do feel like
I agree with that. Nobody should have a friend in their life that doesn't bring them up.
but why is not the same when it's family? I just think it's an interesting, I'm not trying to, I just think it's such an interesting thing because it is such
If the family member has never, ever brought you up or given you something emotionally like love, that's different. But if a family member has given you love and they're going through something and they're trying to get through it and they're in a moment, that is forgivable. That is, you don't think about it because you know who's there, you know who
Yeah.
was there, and you know where the love is.
But don't you
And-
think it's interesting though when you have kids though? Because I feel like everything changes because I'll never forget Natalie telling me, she was like, I loved you as my friend, but then the way that you loved Hattie, I had a new love for you that I never thought even could exist.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
so true. The
See?
way people like love, like Momo's aunts and uncles, the way that they love them, no matter what in life. Like I'll never ever forget that because that's
course.
so like meaningful to me.
I think you overlook anybody who has in your family that is going through a moment and as the mature
But
one.
like how long? Right, but it's just very interesting. I'm just talking like interesting because it's how long. This is something.
How long is a moment?
Yeah, and like how long do you have to be beat up by somebody until you're like, I this isn't worth it to me anymore.
That's
you know what I
that's up
mean?
to you. That's up
But
to
don't you think it's just
that's up
such
to
an
the person to define. I don't think there should be a definition on it. I don't think it should be defined. I think it's you just live your life. And
I agree. I just think it's so interesting. I was talking, literally, I was reading in my mom group about that. And it's like such a weird, like, it's just such an interesting way. Like, your mom and me are like, your mom is my mom. She is, like, meaning like I consider her fully like my mom. She
Yeah.
is my mom.
I get it.
And I think since having kids, she was my mother-in-law. And then when we had kids, it was like even deeper of a love for each other. Because I'll like never. The way she treats me and the way she treats my kids, it's just like
Which I nothing makes me happier.
a
But what
different
what are
even-
you what are you getting at?
Oh no, I was just interesting debate. I wanted to know like what audiences think, like what everyone feels, because I do think it's something as especially with our age, you see. And I think people see it with their friends. Like you always are so close to people, and if they don't parent the way you parent, all of a sudden it's like your friendship, even though you had years of friendship, it all of a sudden if you don't parent the same, it's hard to be friends with people that don't parent like you parent.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree and see where you're coming from. You're asking my opinion. I come from, I guess, a place of privilege in terms of
We've never had to worry about that.
to me, my family is blood, and we've gone through enough life together in the most positive of lights that I would do anything for them.
Yeah.
And no matter what they would do would be excusable in my eyes. And we would work through it and figure out a way to get around it
Totally.
to go back to what has always been.
Totally.
That's my experience. Always. So I know everyone's is going to be different.
I know, it's just a very interesting thing, especially I think because I'm getting to a point in my life, and I do feel like, especially with moms too, it's you kind of get this weird protective comfortableness. And I think being in this is my 35-year-old talking, you start to look at the things around you in life.
Absolutely.
And you're just like,
But I do think it's important, no matter what, no expectations of anybody.
which I think
Or anything.
is something I struggle with immensely. I'm getting so much better at it.
I think that's a key thing to think about through life is don't expect anything from anybody.
Yeah.
And you'll be great.
You'll never be disappointed.
No.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah. Because at this point in our lives, we know who's been there and who's given us the love. So everything else will work out.
I know. I just think it's so interesting. I just thought it'd be a nice little what's it called? Deep debate, since we're not debating, but a deep thought to process.
It's wonderful. I've got a couple quick things I want to throw out
Okay,
there,
ready.
and then we're going to wrap it up. Remember Shohei Ohtani? Remember my baseball
Of course.
$700 million contractor? Well,
Highest
he,
contract.
gambling scandal, just got picked up for a TV series in development at Lionsgate.
Of course. His story.
Hot topic.
What was the baseball movie with Jonah Hill?
Not this one.
No, but what was it called?
Did he do a baseball movie?
Eric, he got nominated for the Oscar.
Oh, Moneyball?
Thank you.
Okay.
It's going to be like that. It's going to be like the exact same thing. It's
gonna be
Moneyball
so
Part
good.
2.
So good. Kendrick and Drake, they've been having the beef back and forth. You know about this, right?
No, I don't know anything about this.
Kendrick Lamar
No.
and Drake?
Isn't Drake?
This is the biggest news in
No, sorry. Missed that.
hip hop culture.
Remember, I don't listen to music.
It's not about music. It's on every deadline, every Hollywood Reporter,
Know what they do.
Billboard. They've been like going at each other, like
Why?
big time beef,
Why?
because they hate each other. Apparently, it just escalated. It escalated, and it's gone so far that people are shooting at Drake's house for Kendrick Lamar.
Jesus.
People are breaking into his house. His bodyguard got shot down. Like it's bad. It's bad, bad, bad. Battle of the two biggest rappers, arguably in the history of rap, other than
Yeah.
Tupac and Biggie. And they are going, like, Kendrick Lamar's accusing him of pedophilia and all this other stuff. Like, it is blood, sweat, and tears are being poured into this. And people are either Team Drake or Team Kendrick Lamar. And most people are Team Kendrick Lamar,
Wow.
which is crazy because you would think Drake owns the world.
I don't think so, because he has beef with the Kardashians too, and we all know the Kardashians own the world.
But it's deep and it's intense, and it's in Drake's corner right now, and he's gone silent. So I think he's stopping because I think he realizes that
it's now getting scary. It's now getting like actual like
the threatening rapper that poses to be. We all know he's a Degrassi Canadian
Yeah.
who started as a TV actor, so he doesn't come from those ties. So I think he really got scared and is now backing away. Kendrick Lamar won. Let's just drop the feud. Kendrick's a better rapper anyway. Drake has had more memorable hit songs probably, but as a lyricist and a rapper, there is no comparison. Kendrick Lamar has a Nobel Prize for his writing. Drake
Yeah.
does not. It's not even a question, but it's a huge topic in the music industry. And the rap world has blown it up because rap is kind of dying out right now because country music is taking over.
I was just about to say I don't even know a single rap song
So
right
they
now
have
because
nothing to
country
talk
music
about.
is so hot.
This is now, let alone it being the two biggest
Yeah.
names in the thing, it's gotten such a big deal. So look into it. Yeah, it's crazy. They have released diss track after diss track, unveiling some incredibly
Do Do you think they're doing it on purpose?
It could be. It could be.
'Cause
People
it
have
always does
speculated.
work like
but now
that.
people are dying. Or not, people are getting shot at. People are like, it's gotten very dangerous.
So that's why I feel like maybe Drake's like, whoops, we made a mistake.
Yeah, it's crazy. Sherbet, the dessert.
Yep.
Do you know what it's actually called? Sherbet.
Which is such bullshit.
It's pronounced sherbet.
It's sherbet.
We've always called it sherbet, but apparently it's spelled and supposed to be pronounced sherbet. And I'm very upset about it.
You know who we learned that from
rocked
is your
my world.
sister-in-law, or my sister-in-law, our Kiki.
I know. Katie.
That was like the best, which I'll probably see her tonight because she's the best.
And then Jinx season 2 is out. They've released 11 of the 12 episodes.
Oh my God,
it is unfreaking believable. Final episode, May 26th. If you haven't caught up, Jinx. Well, I'm hoping you've watched Jinx season 1 on HBO,
which is
because it's about Robert Durst.
the best series. Is this one about Robert Durst too, or is
yes,
it different?
honey, it's just insane. Go watch. We have.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
I'm gonna rewatch it with you. Season 2 of the Jinx. The killer, the crazy, the billionaire killer who got away with it, never was able to escape, killing multiple people. It's unreal.
Yeah.
And his conviction happened because of an interview process happening with HBO. They outed him because he forgot to take his microphone off when he was in the bathroom.
The most epic thing in history.
And confessed to himself like a crazy person, and that's how they were able to convict him.
When he like, I killed them all.
Killed them all, of
I
course.
killed them all, of course.
It's the most unbelievable. Go watch Jinx if you haven't yet, because now season 2 is even better. Unbelievable. That's all I got, folks. Glamour and Grit, here we go.
Oh, my glamour is Molly Morgan this week. She was my glamour this week. And my grit this week is that I'm on my little lady.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Your grit is what?
I'm on my little lady.
What is that?
A little moody. You know what my little lady is.
I know. I just want to see if you're going to say. Okay.
The end.
Glad I don't have to
Worry about that.
That stinks.
Lucky.
That stinks. Glamour for me. Glamour for me was seeing our daughter at her recital, which
it was a really proud week for her.
Proud week for her.
It was like amazing.
It was
for
the
her.
confidence she felt coming off that stage.
That's all I could ever. And her smile. I mean, it was just everything.
My grit is I'm still suffering from chronic sinusitis.
Eric, I was literally every time we walk in this room, you start like slowly turning into
every month
this.
I get chronic sinusitis, and I've had 2 surgeries for it, and nothing helps. So please, if you know something that I don't know, I need to call Ben again and start getting on some Eastern medicine stuff or something, because nothing I'm doing is working.
It's bad, and I think it's in this room. There must be something. When do you get your allergy test? Because there must be something in this room that all of a sudden you start like getting stuffy.
I don't know. It's
bad.
It's
always halfway through.
But guys, Monday's going to be a really fun episode with an amazing actor, writer, producer, director, celebrity chef.
From
He's done
2 of my favorite shows.
He's a magician.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
He is so good. I might be hungry for some sex life. Well, actually, I wouldn't, but those are 2 shows he's on. Sorry, those.
She's trying to give you an Easter egg, folks. We'll see you then. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Glamour.
Grit. Glamour.
Grit.
Glamour.
Grit. Glamour.
Grit.